The United States of America is considered the most powerful nation in the world. Having successfully participated in both world wars and managing to maintain its own stability, the US, especially after World War I, rose to prominence, and eventually, after the Cold War against the Soviet Union, emerged as the undisputed global superpower. This power, however, should not only be understood in military or economic terms. It also represents a unique hegemony where the values, culture, and institutions of one nation have been adopted, respected, and even admired by much of the world. Never before in history, not even in the days of Rome or other great empires, has any state possessed the prestige and global dominance that the United States now holds. But when and how did this country emerge? To answer this, we must go back roughly 250 years to the very beginnings of the American colonies. During the 15th century, European powers sought new lands overseas. The British Empire could not remain indifferent. In 1603, King James III, after ending England's long war with Spain, directed his attention overseas. Finally, in 1607, the first permanent English settlement in North America was founded at Jamestown, Virginia. What began as a small settlement soon grew into what Europeans called the New World. The colonies quickly became attractive for migrants, adventurers, people escaping poverty, even convicts seeking a new life. Over time, 13 colonies developed, and thanks to their relative distance from European wars, they grew rapidly. These colonies, however, became increasingly dissatisfied with British rule, especially after Britain's victory in the 7 Years' War, 1756-1763, which left London in heavy debt. To cover costs, Britain imposed new taxes, including the Townshend Acts of 1767, which angered the colonists. The most famous protest was the Boston Tea Party, where American colonists dumped British tea into the harbour in defiance. By 1774, the colonies had begun uniting, calling for strength under the motto E pluribus unum, out of many one. Armed conflict soon followed. In 1775, George Washington took command of the colonial forces. Though his inexperienced army initially suffered defeats, Washington's determination inspired resilience. Colonists began seeking international support, and eventually, France and later the Netherlands provided crucial assistance. The war continued fiercely. Washington's surprise attack on Trenton in December 1776 revived American morale, proving the British were not invincible. Later, the training reforms of Baron von Steuben, a Prussian officer, helped turn Washington's army into a disciplined fighting force. In 1778, France officially entered the war against Britain, tipping the balance. Finally, in 1781, Washington, with French General Rochambeau, besieged Yorktown, forcing British General Cornwallis to surrender with 7,000 troops. This victory effectively ended major fighting. On September 3, 1783, the Treaty of Paris was signed, recognizing American independence. The success of the American Revolution had far-reaching consequences. It inspired movements worldwide, while Britain suffered a humiliating defeat. France, though a supporter, faced economic ruin, which contributed to the outbreak of the French Revolution in 1789. Spain also lost strength, eventually losing its colonies in Latin America. The American Revolution gave rise to the Founding Fathers, Figures such as George Washington, Thomas Jefferson, John Adams, Benjamin Franklin, Alexander Hamilton, James Madison, and John Jay, who not only led the colonies to independence, but also laid the foundation for a new democratic republic. Though the United States would later face challenges like the Civil War and westward expansion, the Revolution of 1776 remains a defining moment. The birth of a nation that would one day become the world's leading superpower.